Despite the setback with the weather, Chelsea showed dominance in their victory over Calera last Friday night. It's said that you can tell the growth of a team between the first week and the second week, and if that's any indication, then we made huge strides. And we also redeemed ourselves from the loss to Calera last year. Emerson Russell was an absolute beast, rushing for close to 300 yards Friday night. Calera, they simply didn't have an answer for stopping Emerson. The offense, the defense, as well as our special teams were all solid, despite a lull in performance in the second half. But I think that was largely in part from the adjustments made by Calera. I want to send a huge shout out to our band and especially our student section. You guys were absolutely amazing at keeping the spirit and the tempo up throughout the entire game. But now the real season starts, and region play begins Friday night at Tuscaloosa County. On this episode of Inside the Hornets Nest, I'll talk with our offensive coordinator, Coach Stuart Morrison, as well as offensive player Nick Solinsky and defensive player Carter Parrish. All three will discuss the win over Calera and also look ahead to the game Friday night against Tuscaloosa County. We'll also get some insight on what it's like for Carter to play alongside his sophomore brother, Sam, on Friday nights. So stay tuned because Inside the Hornets Nest starts, wait for it, right now.
It was a huge win. We really needed a win, and we really needed an opportunity to have some success. From the offensive side of things, we knew they were going to have some bigger guys up front. We did a great job of handling them up front offensively. We had Eli Williams had 7 knockdown blocks. Logan Sanders had 5 knockdown blocks. And you know, I was really proud of that group up front that carried over to the JV game as well that we got finished playing last night. And Brooks Dixon had probably 8 or 9 knockdown blocks in the JV game. So we did a really good job of being able to run the football. Obviously, Emerson had 200 and something yards, you know, and a bunch of touchdowns, and then you know, we were able to be successful through the air as well. We had a big touchdown pass. That was our first touchdown pass of the season from Carter to Jackson, and I thought the receivers blocked well on the perimeter. And from a defensive perspective, you know, we did a great job of stopping them from running the football. I think they had negative yardage running the ball, and then we got in trouble a little bit late with some pass interference calls, and some of them were pass interference, but some of them probably were a little questionable in my opinion. So our kicking game was good. You know, we did a good job with extra points, and our punch. You know, we had a good job in the kicking game. So, you know, overall it was a really successful week, and just really proud of how it turned out. You know, I tell our guys up front all the time that, you know, you're not going to play anyone that's bad, and Tuscaloosa County is right there with them. I mean, they have a really good football team, just like everybody else that we play on our schedule. You know, some of the strengths Tuscaloosa County has from an offensive perspective, they have a couple of really good running backs. They've got some dangerous wide receivers. Their offensive line, I feel like, is better than years in the past. Maybe not as big as they have been before, but they do a good job technically. And then they're trying to break in a newer quarterback, and so, you know, I think they're going to rely really heavily on that running game. That's what they tried to do to us last year. You know, they lost their quarterback from last year. That he was a threat to run the option a little bit more, and so they haven't been as much option this year. So they really rely on turnaround and hand it to their running backs. From the defensive perspective, they like to blitz, and so that's what we saw early on against County High last year. And and some of our gap scheme stuff got them out of it. And you know, so if they do try to blitz us, you know, hopefully we'll have some answers for that. They cover well in the back end, and you know, their linebackers do a good job of reading who they're supposed to read, and so, you know, it's going to be a challenge for us, but it's a challenge that our guys are ready to take. We've had a good week of practice. Our defense has really done a good job flying around, and offensively we've been in tune, and really just trying to be positive this week, and you know that it is going to be a tough test, but it's a test that we're ready for and ready to go over and go and play at County High. Yeah, I think it's been really big for us. You know, we played, the score was out of hand against Helena, but I feel like when you turn on the tape, there are bits and pieces where you look at it and you're like, we didn't really play that bad. And then, you know, to build on that going into the Calera week and to see the growth that we made and being able to run the ball offensively. And then, you know, I think the biggest thing for me was seeing our defense have the ability to stop the run the way they did. Because, you know, the big back from Helena ran for however many yards he had, and then, you know, we gave negative yardage to Calera. So just really proud of our defensive guys for stepping up and owning that. And it's going to be a tough task this week, but, you know, I think they're up for it.
Defense played really solidly. We stopped the run game. I think they had -2 rushing yards the entire game. We had a little struggle on their passing game, but we've, in practice this week, fixed that, and we're ready to go there. We did a lot better with keeping guys fresh during the Calera game, because after that we got more guys who just are ready to play. So we had fresh guys out on the field that were just ready to go and hit people. When we first started learning Calera's plays, like most schools we play, they mainly are run, but Calera came out in the second half knowing that they couldn't run the ball on us and started going for those deep balls, which caused us to kind of shift up our defense. And they still tried to run the ball sometimes, but they were mainly focusing on those deep balls and the short out routes, trying to just get yards on those. Some of the concerns, there's not many of them, but we're mainly focusing on their big O-line, and they like to have their pulling guards. So we're working on 4 men on the line of scrimmage to kind of even that out, and their running back, they have a good running back, but it's going to offset with their new quarterback. So last year they had a quarterback who could run, which caused a lot of option. But this year they're going to mainly focus on that running back. He had COVID last week, so he wasn't, so he's back fresh this week, and I'm pretty sure they're going to give the ball to him a lot. It's fun playing with him because it's a lot more exciting to celebrate when either of us make tackles, but it gets confusing when coach starts yelling "Parrish" and you don't know who he's talking to. But getting to play with my brother, I think, is a good opportunity for us, because it gives us a lot more to get closer about, because now on the car rides home, it's just football, football, football.
Well, I think we came out, we were ready. You know, after the first week, after losing to Helena like we did, I think we were ready to get back at it and show what we were about. So we came out with the energy like we should have, and we just got right down on the field and scored. So, and then the first half went really well, but the second half, I think we came out and got a little complacent, and then we let them get a few on us, but we eventually came out with the win. Coach Cassie was basically just telling us not to give up, you know, not to quit, just keep doing what we're doing, and not to get complacent. But you know. Well, I don't think we have many concerns. I do know that they like to send a lot of pressure, but I think we're getting well prepared for that, and I think we're getting ready. And I think their biggest concern is Emerson. You know, he had almost 300 yards last week and 4 touchdowns. But if they're getting ready for him, then that leaves us receivers out on the outside to have a big game too. I think my mindset is just to give it everything I've got. You know, I love this team, love playing with them, love the coaches, but with this being my last year, I'm just going to give it everything I have, 100% every play, and just try and win every game.